I am the current and the 24th chairperson of the Board of Directors of Tullamore Credit Union. It's a position which I'm very honoured to hold this year as we celebrate our 60th anniversary. This video, which has been produced by my colleague Pat Doherty and with significant assistance from our videographer Joe Walsh. The purpose of our video is to look at some of the key points in our 60-year history and to help us celebrate our 60th appropriately. From very humble beginnings, Tullamore Credit Union has now developed into being the 5th largest community-based credit union in the country, something we are very proud of and something which all our previous directors and volunteers should also be very proud of. Our credit union at the moment is situated across 3 sites, Patrick Street here, our main street, and of course in Kilcormac, who have recently joined with Tullamore Credit Union, a relationship which is developing and has been very successful for all concerned. We feel in Tullamore Credit Union that we operate at the centre of our community. We listen to our community, we listen to our members. We have 5,000 face-to-face contacts each week, in addition to a significant online presence, which will develop as time goes on. I want to say a big thank you to all our previous volunteers and directors for their significant work over the 60 years. In particular, I want to say thanks to our staff for the fantastic efforts they put in during the recent COVID pandemic. They excelled themselves, and it's something we're very grateful for. So we hope you enjoyed the video.
In April 2023, Tullamore Credit Union celebrates 60 years serving the financial needs of their members. Father Fintan Cassidy introduced the credit union concept to Tullamore. In February and March of 1963, Father Cassidy formed a study group of Tullamore residents interested in setting up a credit union for the town. The study group met weekly, and over a period of 6 weeks they prepared a draft constitution. On the 2nd of April 1963, the draft constitution was adopted and a decision was made to set up Tullamore Credit Union. The newly elected Board of Directors decided to call a public meeting on the 23rd of April to launch the credit union and to invite the public to join. Over 70 people attended the public meeting at St Mary's Hall on the 23rd of April 1963. Tullamore Credit Union's first office was located on Harbour Street, and it opened from April 1963 through to March of 1965. The office only opened on Friday and Saturday evenings, and it was staffed by volunteers, members of the board. The Board of Directors examined and approved 70 applications for membership at their first board meeting, which was held on the 30th of April of 1963. John Thomas was one of the 70 members to join the newly established Tullamore Credit Union in its first week of business.
In 1963, I was working in P&H Egan's, and a man called Seamus Gleeson came in to encourage us all to join this new organisation called the Tullamore Credit Union, which we knew nothing about. And he persisted, and once one joined, 2 or 3 more joined. We all joined together anyway because you didn't want to be the odd man out. And the application fee at the time was something that we weren't too happy about. It was 2 and 6pence. And 2 and 6pence out of £2 was a nice lot of money at the time. You could do a lot with 2 and 6pence. But we trusted him and we gave him the 2 and 6pence.
Tullamore Credit Union's second office was located at O'Connor Square, and it operated from March 1965 until September 1971. The office opened on Friday evenings and all day on Saturdays, and in July 1967, opening was extended to 5 days a week.
I've been an active member of Tullamore Credit Union since 1963, elected to the board in 1967 at the AGM. Did voluntary work in the office in O'Connor Square. We decided at a board meeting to appoint a manager. Leslie Smith was appointed in October 1967. In the late 1960s, as a board member, we decided to purchase a new credit union office on High Street at a cost of $12,000. I was honoured to be elected president in 1982, and it coincided with the opening of the new office here on Patrick Street. I retired in 2013 and spent a further 6 years as a volunteer, total of 40 years service.
The High Street office, with an initial staff of 3, was opened in September of 1971 and operated up to 1981.
I was elected in 1966, and there were a number of other people, two members of the Carroll family, John and Dennis, and they joined the board at the same time. We're on the lookout for a prime site, and one became available in Patrick Street, that's Hennessy's house, but it brought us right into the very centre of the retail business, surrounded by the principal supermarkets. It so happened that there was a change in managership, but Mr. Smith had retired and we had a new manager coming in, and all built up into a very fine retail unit. Jim Doody became the new manager, and he was quite a long experience in credit union because he had been there on the board for quite a long time. So we were very pleased, and there's no doubt about it, it's the best move ever made. We recruited quite a number of new people with retail experience, and the like of Paul O'Connor, John Gallagher and Tom Martin, and they were a great assistance in developing our business.
The Patrick Street office was officially opened in April of 1982.
Tullamore Credit Union celebrated its 50th anniversary with a dinner in the Tullamore Court Hotel on Saturday the 20th of April 2013. On the night we honoured Joe Kenny, who was our first president, Seamus Gleeson, a director on the first board, and 53 members who joined the credit union in its inaugural year and who were active members to that date. Also present on the night were former directors and supervisors of Tullamore Credit Union, along with neighbouring credit unions, CUDA credit unions, members of Tullamore Town Council, Offaly County Council and local clergy. To date, Tullamore Credit Union has had 24 presidents. As part of the 50th celebrations, the board decided to honour Joe Kenny, who has served a total of 8 years as president, and a room was named in honour of Joe. So on Saturday the 13th of July, we were delighted to have Joe to formally open the Kenny Room. Tullamore Town Council honoured Tullamore Credit Union with a civic reception in recognition of our 50th anniversary serving the community from 1963 to 2013. The civic reception was held on the 5th of September 2013 in the Town Hall.
I was chairperson of Tullamore Credit Union in 2015 and 2016. At a time, the board made the decision to launch this book, Local and Lending, the story of Tullamore Credit Union, 1963 to 2013. And the reason being that Tullamore Credit Union celebrated 50 years of a financial institution serving the people of Tullamore and the surrounding areas. And it's testament to the wonderful work of those people that got together back in 1963, a group of like-minded people who set up a credit union for Tullamore. And throughout those years, right up to today, the role of the volunteer on the board throughout all of those years has been testament to the work and the success of Tullamore Credit Union. Needless to say, this beautifully illustrated book is down to a number of people. First of all, I would like to acknowledge and thank Michael Byrne from the Offaly Historical Society. Michael got together with a number of people, board of director members, past and present, and a number of staff, and beautifully illustrated the story of Tullamore Credit Union and how it all began. Tullamore Credit Union prides itself on treating all members equally, and face-to-face interactions with our members is utmost importance for us. Other financial institutions have moved away from this, but we see the interaction with our members as key to the stability of our credit union. All our loans are considered equally.
I joined the board, I was in December 1990. I served under 3 CEOs, Jim Doody, Lord of Mercy on him, and Dennis Daly, and the present man, Paul Shaw. Of all the individuals that I served with, I suppose one person comes to mind was Paddy Vickers. Paddy was an extremely intelligent man but it was a fantastic individual, and I learned an awful lot from Paddy Vickers. I remember when I joined the board first, I was on the credit committee, as one is always put on that committee when you join first, and I was on the committee with Paddy and Paddy Joyce, Joe Connolly, and these men were before their time. They're certainly terrific people, and I have to remiss of me not to mention Michael Dowling, who was a tremendous man as well. Jimmy Doody, also when he retired as CEO or manager as it then was, he joined the board, and Jim was a very knowledgeable man. He knew all the families in Tullamore and the surrounding areas. It has been a real privilege for me to serve for 33 years. I enjoyed every minute of it.
The Tullamore Credit Union on Main Street was opened in 2017 to satisfy the requirements of a second venue for business continuity in the event of an emergency and extra office space for expanding business.
Commemorate Credit Union was formed in 1968. John Finnerty, while as a member of Tullamore Credit Union, sowed the seeds of the benefits of the credit union movement. In their last year, our shares were 12 million and loans of over 2.6 million, and with a membership of over 2,000. At the time of our 50th anniversary, the Board of Directors, while developing a strategic plan, concluded that in its current form, Tullamore Credit Union was not sustainable and could not offer its members the services they demanded. The decision was taken, while not an easy one, that the way forward was to amalgamate with a bigger credit union. So we set up a small committee, met with the board members of Tullamore Credit Union, and it was very clear from our first meeting in September 2018 that Tullamore Credit Union board and management were very positive to the idea. And despite a few small issues, the whole process of transfer of engagements went well. And after virtual AGMs in April 2021, when the members approved the transfer of engagements, and Tullamore Credit Union transferred to Tullamore Credit Union on the 8th of June 2021. For our members, there are huge benefits. We have a sustainable credit union, more competitive interest rates, current account, debit cards, mortgages, online access to our accounts, a card draw and a community support fund. And we look forward to a bright future.
Each year, Tullamore Credit Union support many community projects in our common bond area through our community support fund. This fund is open each February, and all the local community groups can apply for funding through this mechanism.
Down through the years then, it evolved and I had so many loans. I had 34 loans in total, and it was a marvellous help to me, my family. It enabled me to have a little business for myself, it educated the children, and it was a marvellous organisation to be in.
The economic benefits of the credit union to Tullamore and the surrounding areas were tremendous.
Tullamore Credit Union has had a major positive impact over the last 60 years on people of Tullamore.
I've been in this role for the past year and a half, so I'm the lucky one who happens to be in the hot seat when this brilliant 60th anniversary has come up. So I think I have to pay tribute to all of the managers and CEOs of Tullamore Credit Union who have preceded me over the past 60 years. And most recently, I want to mention Dennis Daly, who handed over to me in December 2021 after 26 years of loyal service to the credit union and to the community. And when I mention the word community, of course, Tullamore Credit Union, first and foremost, it's a community organisation. It serves a very, very noble purpose in the community, and it has lived up to the objectives of the original founders of the credit union in 1963, which were to look after members' money, provide access to finance, and to promote local enterprise. So from 1963 to today, how has the growth looked for Tullamore Credit Union? At the end of year one, Tullamore Credit Union had assets totalling £6,396, and today we have assets totalling €380 million. In 1963, at the end of year one, loans were totalling £5,844, and today we have a loan book of £85 million and growing. Tullamore Credit Union took on its first full-time staff member in 1967, and in 1971 there was 3 full-time staff members, and today we have a fantastic loyal team totaling 72, located in Patrick Street, in Kilcormac and in Main Street. Looking to the future, Tullamore Credit Union will continue to serve our members' needs. We'll continue to improve our services and add to our service offering. We have a very loyal, hard-working team. We have a fantastic volunteer board. We have put in a huge investment in technology to prepare us for the future. But most of all, we've had 60 years so far of serving to the community, and we're looking forward now to another 60 years of local, loyal and lending.